NFL fans, Dallas Cowboys fans, welcome back to a brand new episode of the JL Day Sports Show. Today, I'm doing a pre-combine full 7-round mock draft with trades for the Dallas Cowboys, guys. Do they go Ashton Jeanty at 12? You'll have to stick around and see. Let's get into it. All right, Dallas Cowboys fans, if you could do me a huge favor real quick, hit that like button. It really does help us get into the algorithm. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing to the channel. All right, the Cowboys are up at pick 12. Jeanty's on the board. Tyler Warren is on the board. Where do the Cowboys go? You know what? I know a lot of Dallas Cowboys fans are not going to like this, but listen. Jeanty is on the board, right? But there's a lot of really good running backs later in the draft. But if you don't have a good offensive line, it doesn't make a difference if you got a great running back, right? So for me, looking at this draft class, I love Armand Membou. He could play tackle or guard with the retirement of Zach Martin. He's a very interesting guy. Good run blocker, excellent pass blocker as well. Played against pretty big programs, including Alabama. All right. Now, we could go Kelvin Banks from Texas, another exceptional pass blocker, really good run blocker. Great games against Michigan and Georgia. You know what? This is the guy. Kelvin Banks goes to the Cowboys at this pick, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make us trade up in the second round to get our guy. But we got to see how the board plays out, guys. Okay. We're going to see if any running backs get taken. I really want to go running back in 12. Jeanty went to the Cardinals at 16. So we're looking and looking and looking and hoping no other running backs go in the first round. No. All right. That's it, guys. That is a wrap on the first round. If we take a look at who's still left on the board, Cam Scatterbo still on the board. Do we have to trade up? I want one of those guys. So we're going to have to see how these picks play out coming up, right? All right, guys. No more running backs have went, right? Who could go running back? Both of these teams, the Patriots and the Bears, could go running back, right? So where do we go? Where did the Patriots go at number 4? They took another wide receiver. Maybe we can get through the Patriots pick, right? All right, pause. All right, there we go. We're getting there, guys. Jack Sawyer, Nick Scourton, Turner went. So the two running backs that I'm really circling right now for the Dallas Cowboys are still on the board. I don't think the 49ers are going to go running back, and I don't think the Jets do either, right? So we're just going to stand pat at this pick, right? Here we are. There we go, guys. Jalen Walker is still on the board at pick 27. Man, oh man. Do I want to trade up for a running back? Maybe go from the 3rd round and then trade up. We could definitely do that. Man, Jalen Walker is just such a great talent because not only can he play outside linebacker, he could rush with his hand in the dirt. He's a true versatile player, right? Jalen Walker and Micah Parsons on the same team. OMG, guys. Scatterbo still on the board. Let's check out the running back situation and see who's still on the board. Right, Dylan Sampson, Caleb Johnson, Trevion Henderson, Quinshawn Jenkins, Devin Neal. They're the guys I really, really want to look at, right? That I really, 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 really want to look at. But man, when I'm looking at the way the board fell to us, Kelvin Banks number 1, drafting a potential generational talent in Jalen Walker is too good to be true, guys. It's got to be the right fit, right? I love Jalen Walker. I think that's an exceptional pick, right? No, we want no running backs to go. All right, guys, we're at pick 50 right now. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I want to probably get into the 60s and see if we can get through some of this draft. And then I'm definitely thinking about trading up very, very soon. No more running backs have went. We're at pick 56. Let's see if we can get into the 3rd round out any of these other running backs being taken. Oh, Cam Scadaboo went 59 to the Ravens in the second round. Oh, Caleb Johnson went to the Eagles. There's no way they're going to be taking a running back. All right, now, Kansas City Chiefs are not going to be taking a running back. Cleveland very well could take a running back. So let's make a trade with Cleveland, right? So we're going to 76. We want to go up to 67, right? What do we got to add into this to make it juicy? 149. 90% chance of being accepted, right? Moving up in the third round to take a running back. Man, oh man, oh man. Let's see if we do 149, and then if we throw in the Giants' 7th round pick, let's go without this. So we're going to see a 90% chance of getting accepted. Let's offer the trade, and they took the trade. Now, running backs on the board. We got our pick of a really, really good group. Dylan Sampson from Tennessee, absolute stud, man. 1,500 yards, 6 yards per carry, 22 touchdowns. Listen, I love this pick. Dylan Sampson, he's a top 2, top 3 guy in my opinion. I like Judkins a little more than Henderson personally. I do like Devin Neal from Kansas as well. But Dylan Sampson, boom! Look at that, guys. Absolutely crushing it. Crushing it, crushing it, crushing it. All right. Now we got to wait till our next pick, guys. We moved up. Kelvin Banks, Jalen Walker, Dylan Sampson for the Cowboys. OMG. We're not picking, guys, until the 5th round. But, man, I'm so happy. As an Eagles fan, I'm not happy if this is the way the board plays out for the Cowboys, but you get a true solid tackle who could play in guard as well. Then with the next pick, we got Jalen Walker, the linebacker. He could play outside linebacker. He could line up on the line of scrimmage. Then we got Dylan Sampson. I think he's the second best running back in this draft class. I love that pick. Now, we're up in the 5th round, guys. D-line is definitely somewhere I really want to go. All right, Cowboys fans, we're up drafting in the 5th round. Picks 169, 171, 174. We got our pick of the litter right now, guys, right? So, Jackson Hawes, very, very talented tight end from Georgia Tech. A lot of people have been messaging me about him. He's a pretty talented guy. He could be an option as well. Okay, where do we go from here? All right, I want to check out interior defensive line for the Dallas Cowboys, right? D-tackle, Tim Smith, pretty solid guy. Tafuna from Utah had a really good year this past year. Zeke Biggers from Georgia Tech, not so much. Cam Hormsley, pretty solid pick, man. 70 grades all the years he was at college. 6'4", 306, pretty solid size. Cameron Jackson, he was pretty solid as well this past year. Very solid run defender as well for the Dallas Cowboys. But wide receiver is very interesting as well, right? Antoine Wells from Mississippi, probably the highest rated guy on the board, but is he the best guy? I don't know. I know we want to get more wide receivers into this basket because CeeDee Lamb can't do it all by himself. Prather from Maryland, no. Dyke from Florida, not necessarily where I want to go. Keandre Lambert, pretty solid guy, man. From Auburn, 6'1", 182, pretty solid guy. Ricky White from UNLV. This dude has had 2 really, really good years. 1,400 yards in 2023, 1,000 yards, and like the quarterback play at UNLV, not really great, man. You know what I mean? 6'1", 190. I do like him as well. Felton, Horn from Colorado. Felton from Maryland had a couple good games this year. But for me, Ricky White from UNLV is the guy. He's the guy. All right, now, picking only a few picks later, I think bringing in a young tight end makes a lot of sense. Jackson Hawes, I like that pick. And then 3 picks later, we're up again, Dallas Cowboys fans. So here's our draft so far. We want tackle, linebacker / edge. We want halfback, wide receiver, tight end. Now is where we go pick up our D lineman in the 5th round. Let's go get ourselves some interior defensive linemen here for these Dallas Cowboys. Tim Smith still on the board. Biggers is still on the board. Cam Hornsley still on the board. Great run defender. Let's shore up this defensive line a little bit here, guys. Now, picking in the 6th round, number 187 overall, safety Upton Stout. This guy is a very, very talented safety. Back-to-back 80 grades. Solid run defender. Shore up this defense a little bit. I love that pick at 187. Now, Cowboys fans, we're up picking at 210 overall. I do like Jay Higgins, right? Because Jalen Walker, he could play outside linebacker, and he could play true off-ball linebacker. But this is more of a off-ball linebacker pick in Jay Higgins. I love that pick in the 6th round. Now, in the 7th round, Cowboys fans, here we go. Last pick of this draft. Made some trades up getting Dylan Sampson, Jalen Walker, Kelvin Banks, Ricky White. We got a tight end. Added some help on defense. Now, I probably want to go offensive line here, in my opinion. Bring in a guard, interior offensive lineman. Let's check out the interior offensive lineman and offensive tackles. See, Marcus Ware from Montana, very, very talented guy. He's kind of been overlooked in his draft process, and if he goes this late, he's given up no sacks his whole career in college. You can't really beat that, man, at all whatsoever. He played right tackle and right guard, very versatile on the offensive line. Boom! Here we are, guys. That is our draft. That is our draft, guys. Very, very, very impressive. Kelvin Banks, I think we needed to address a talented offensive lineman early because they're not going to be there later in the draft. We got Jalen Walker in the 2nd round, and then we traded up to get Dylan Sampson in the 3rd round. Solid grades. I like Ricky White. I think giving us a D grade makes no sense. Jackson Hall's solid grade. Upton Stout, Jay Higgins, Marcus Ware, very, very, very good players. We needed some defensive line help. That's why I went with Cam Hornsley. B+ overall. But we crushed the beginning of this draft, guys. Kelvin Banks, Jalen Walker, Dylan Sampson. Cowboys fans, let me know in the comments below. Would you be happy with this draft? Jalen Walker might be, minus Abdul Carter, the most talented guy defensively in this entire draft. And then Kelvin Banks, number 2, probably overall offensive lineman, in my opinion. I love that pick. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Peace.